You have about 7 or 8, 10 bees flying around in here, right? Give or take?
Yeah.
About that, about half a dozen to a dozen bees?
Yeah.
When you have a swarm, you have about 3,000 to 5,000 bees, and sometimes really big swarms you can have over 8,000 to 10,000 bees. So with the amount of flight that you have here, which is about 6 to 12 bees, about a half dozen to about a dozen bees, this is indicative of bee scouting activity because of the small population that you have flying in your garage. Because believe me, if you had a swarm come in here, you would have hundreds, if not thousands, of bees flying in and out of this garage. It would be a huge cloud.
Yeah.
And sometimes what will happen is after we do our inspection, we say, okay, you don't have a swarm, you have scout bees. There's nothing we can do right now. You might have a swarm move in a few days later after I leave, and you'll say, hey, we got a big massive swarm of bees. They covered our whole garage and they filled up our whole garage. And at that time, you have to call us and we'll come out and take care of it. So we're going to do a little inspection. I'm going to throw up a little 4 or 5 foot ladder, get a flashlight, look up there, just do a free inspection for him, make sure he doesn't have a swarm or hive. But from the activity here, it looks like it's just scouting bees, which is pretty common for late March. We're on March 23rd, 2025. And in late March, even into April, we get a lot of scouting because bees are looking for new places to set up hives, and that's what it looks like is going here. But I'm just going to verify that. Oh, right here, yeah. I see that right there. Well, usually what they'll do is when they get up in here, they'll just attach to the underside of the roof. They'll swarm up in here, and they don't really need to go. I mean, sometimes they'll have a box or a container, but more than anything, for whatever reason, they love to have cardboard boxes. They'll go inside, especially like if it's a box where the lids are folded down. They'll go in the sides or the lid where it's got like a little half to quarter inch gap, and they'll go inside like that cardboard box there. Sometimes people will set that upside down, then where the handle holes are, the bees will swarm in there, and they love to go into cardboard boxes. But in this case, they'll just attach. They're not in here though. I mean, everything's looking good. I'm not seeing anything flying in and out of any containers or anything, so.
I should get rid of those boxes. Maybe.
Yeah, you're right, Louis. The basket is wedged up in there.
Yep.
It's just wedged up in there. And they'll swarm in that because they've got walls on the side. Is that what you were talking about?
Yep.
And you're right, they would have loved this here. So what I'll do, and they may still love this. Now you're looking good. All you have right now that I can see, I didn't see any swarm clusters up there. So these are scout bees. So long story short, Robert, keep an eye on it. If it gets worse or you have hundreds or thousands of bees that move in here, then you need to call us and we'll come out and we'll take care of you.
Okay.
All right, thank you for your time.
I don't owe you anything
Nope,
for this?
just
Okay,
nope. If you
all
want to do a review on us, say they came out. I don't know if you're consistent.
So if it gets worse than this, I should call the office?
Yeah, because this isn't a swarm or a hive. And scout bees, you can't really get rid of them because they're scouting, they're looking. They haven't actually gotten here yet. I mean, they're here, but the swarm, the thousands of bees are not here.
Okay,
So-
yeah, hasn't happened.
As it happens, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I could leave here in 3 hours from now or tomorrow that it can happen or it can happen next week.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
there's no way to know when it will happen, but.
So should I leave everything closed up?
You know, if you want to leave the back door open, but I closed the garage, you want to leave your garage door
Yeah.
open. But if you want to leave just for fresh air, you want to leave the back door open,
No,
that's
it's
fine.
not necessary. I
Okay,
can close
but the
everything.
thing is too, when these are closed, a lot of times what'll happen, even when the door closes, there's a lot of times there's a little
There's a
gap.
gap there.
Yep, and what'll happen a lot of times, the swarm, even if the door's shut, they'll come in, they'll swarm between the edge of the frame of the garage door and that gap, and they'll get up inside and they'll still gain entrance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I hear you.
All they need is a little bit more than 3/16 of an inch. If it's 3/16 or larger, they can get in. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.